fails and meets all the building code requirements. And then you get a printout when you're done that you can use to help the building code official. So as part of your permitting process and approvals, we'll give you a printout that shows that the product you've selected meets and exceeds the requirements for the loads that you've given.
Come on, Chris, you're making this way too easy for us builders.
It is.
I guess that's the goal, right?
Yeah, it is, absolutely. I've got another fun piece in there that we added about a year or so ago, and it's about walls. So you think of that desire to have a wall of windows, and piecing together the right structural frame to go around all those windows can be difficult. And the deflection of that wall, again, that movement under load. So as the wind blows against the wall, do the window seals pop? Do you get leaking? Some of those things happen if you don't get that wall stiff enough. You don't select the right products. So, just a double 2x6 or 2x8 on the Kingsteads sometimes isn't enough. Sometimes you need even more than that. And so we've built a tool where you can input the wall as a whole elevation and put your windows into it, and then it will assign the structural members around those openings. And you can say, try a 2-ply, try a 3-ply, try even up to a 4-ply Kingstead, and then it'll go through it and give you the same concept of engineering analysis and that printed output where you can show a layout elevation of the wall and then the materials in it and the design summary for it, and essentially creates that submittal package for you on those tall wall applications.
Chris, you love what you do, don't you?
I do, absolutely.
I can hear it. And I think that our pro audience will benefit from what you have shared today and also the tools that are available at your website. All of the tools are available at the website. The website, again, is bc.com, yeah? BoiseCascade.com?
So bc.com,
mm-hmm.
Yep. So BC as in Boise Cascade, .com. There's also an 800 number on there. So, one of the things is, big a company as we are, we're still in the relationship business. We've got a 1-800 number on there. We provide engineering, sales, and software support. If you've got a question, you're trying to figure out what to do, maybe you need help with joist sizing or beam sizing or software things, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you and talk through it with you.
Well, wonderful. I won't be the guy calling you. My brother does all the in-house design for us, so he'll be the one calling you, and I can see that he's grinning ear to ear, knowing about all these wonderful tools that are available.
So, Chris, here on Carey Bros Pros, we like to ask our guests to share 3 points for success with our pro listeners. Could you share yours?
So the first one would be for the builders, and ties into the conversation we had today, is take advantage of the resources available to you. So our affiliated Boise Cascade dealers out there have tools, then they can help you. So part of the service they provide in giving you a layout package or quoting material for you is that design service and some consultation. So they don't always come out front and offer it, but they have those tools. So if you're struggling with a floor performance issue, ask them. If you want to design a floor for BC Floor Value, ask them. They'd be happy to help you out. Second one for me is really the concept of people helping people. So part of my team is a customer service team, and I try to tell them, when someone calls, they're really at the end of their rope. They've tried to solve something. They've tried to do it on their own, and they can't get through it. And if you take a step back and just remember that at the base of everything, people helping other people is what makes business relationships and partnerships work over the long term. And, it may take a little bit of time out of your day up front, but the long-term rewards of that are just incredible.
Okay, you're 2 for 2, Chris. Take it home.
I think the final one is just about a little bit of upfront investment in anything you do. So whether it be vacation planning or building a home, a little bit of time up front on the design side or the thinking and the planning out will save you a measurable amount of time on the back end of working through hassles and other things. So I know my home projects, there's the times where I've just run off to the box store and bought things that looked interesting and brought them home and realized that I had the wrong pieces and parts for the job. And had I taken the time to just sit down and think through what I really needed to do, I'd have made fewer trips and had a lot less hassle and frustration.
Wonderful. That says a lot. He's not just another pretty face. He's a professional engineer and engineered wood products software manager for Boise Cascade. He is Chris Brandt, and you may learn more about them and their terrific line of products by visiting their website. It is bc.com/EWP.
And remember, you'll find all of our guest information, as well as additional podcasts, videos, and articles on our website at CareyBrosPros.com.
Okay, everybody, hold on to your hard hats. It's time for a quick bro tip from the Carey brothers.
I cut my teeth in construction as a framing contractor before eventually moving into home building and then development. As a framer, by today's standards, I purchased over $3 million worth of lumber each and every year. Generally speaking, I was required to supply specific grades of lumber as noted in the project plans, such as construction grades, select structural, number 1, number 2, and so on. What I eventually learned was that the building code allows for a substantial amount of deflection or bending in floors, walls, and roofs. I also learned that stepping up to the next grade of material and or reducing the spacing between joist or rafters could substantially decrease deflection. Why is this an important consideration? Well, a contractor's worst enemies are, you guessed it, leaks and squeaks. Squeaks result when floor framing deflects as a result of people traversing across the room. When you build a wood floor, use a framing configuration that is substantially more sturdy than the building code specifies. Guess what? Squeaks gone.
Well, that's our podcast for today. Thanks for listening to this edition of Carey Bros Pros, the podcast for construction professionals by construction professionals. Want more? Check out CareyBrosPros.com. You'll find articles and videos to help make your business a success.